What was someone thinking buying this book at a 9.8?
Should you be buying this book now or selling it?
Last week, members spent $150,000 on comics in 7 days. This week, over $80,000. Let's welcome Swamp Thing #1 to the list at number 10 for the first time in 2024.
Hottest books in the world. This is the top 10, baby. Let's get into it. 5 sales of this book above the 12-month average for $1,500 spent. This is the first appearance of the second Swamp Thing. First one most commonly known is in House of Secrets number 92, but the one we most recognize is this, Alec Holland, who appears here in Swamp Thing #1, an absolute killer book. Len Wein created this character, and so did Bernie Wrightson, both involved in this issue as well. We saw a 5.0 sell for $145. It's up 12%. The 6.0 hit a year-high sale, up 14%. The 8.0 had a year-high sale as well for $300. That's up 24%. The 9.0 is up 13%. And the 9.2 up 20%, sold for $526. Look, it's always fun to see Bronze Age horror on this list, and especially one done by the king of the macabre, Bernie Wrightson. So this book is already an important book in the hobby, and collectors are aware of it. But I think it's getting a little extra buzz because of the Creature Commando show dropping here on December 5th, which will probably, as this show releases, you'll get to watch the first episode. But we're also a week or two away from a new trailer for Superman. Now, James Gunn is bringing in a universe, and I cannot imagine it's not going to have this character Swamp Thing in it, and who knows who else. I mean, we may even see a Phantom Stranger coming out from this.
Utilize code Tom101 on the best comic app in existence. We're talking Key Collector Comics. You can learn about funny books, expensive paper. Comic books is what I'm talking about, and you support the show. Number 9 on the list, Silver Surfer #1. First appearance of Shatilov. This right here saw 5 sales. Nearly break $30,000. So we have some monster ones. I want to get into it. It's a premiere issue. It's a tough book and high grade. And it's a major Silver Surfer key. The 4.5 is up 7%. The 5.0 is up 28%. The 8.0 is up 10%. The 9.0 sold for $36,000, up 1%. Then we saw a monster 9.6 hit the market, selling for $22,800. That is up 7%. You don't just buy a 9.6 over $20,000 unless you feel optimistic in not just the direction the MCU is going, but specifically this character, the Cosmic Rider. And we just mentioned that Superman, the trailer that's coming out in the next couple weeks, rumored, well, that is actually going to be a movie coming out around the same time that Fantastic Four First Steps is going to debut, which will lead many to believe that we're going to be seeing some type of footage for Fantastic Four within the next couple weeks as well. People are locking in their Silver Surfer appearances, and this isn't the only one this week that's on the list.
And since we're discussing films, let's talk about number 8, Amazing Spider-Man number 15, the first appearance of Kraven. This movie comes out December 13th. Clearly, there's a little bit of buzz, but this book is trading along with other Spider-Man keys at the right price point, I believe. For a really down market, there's still value to be had here. The 4.0 sold for $720. That's up 2%. The 6.0 is up 18% with a $1,385 sale. The 6.5 is up 8% with a $1,525 sale. And the 7.5, $2,200. That's up 6%. Should you be buying this book now or selling it? That is the big question, because this book has not truly spiked despite the entire year we've had of progression to the final release of this movie. So to see this book about where it is, I think there's still value to be had here. It's a major appearance of a Spider-Man character. On top of that is the second appearance of the Chameleon, which is really Spider-Man's oldest villain because he appears in ASM #1. And it's the first mention of Mary Jane Watson.
There's a lot of very interesting Spidey books to consider right now. And this one has a movie coming out very soon, and it's down just like the rest of them, despite Aaron Taylor Johnson looking like he's going to kill it in this role. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Buy or sell Kraven's first appearance right now or not?
If you love receiving text messages, how about receiving comic books via text message? Because we just gave away last week in ASM number 41, the first appearance of Rhino.
ComicTom.com. Join the SMS group. We do weekly giveaways. This one is this week's. John Boy Myers, 9.9, mint condition, Wolverine Revenge #1. If you want to win this book, join the community. Join the SMS group via the website, and we will message you when we do special drops, and you get exclusive discounts that no one else gets. It's the cheapest way to get comics from us. Looking at the list at number 7, Fantastic Four 488, the first appearance of the Silver Surfer. Never cared for this cover. What about you?
For the longest time, I actually liked this cover. And then I started to truly compare it to FF49. And now I have to compare the two side by side as they're back-to-back issues. And when I do that, I tend to like this cover less.
Well, like many people in the community, a massive toga cover collector, there are a ton of sales that are happening because of the anticipation that we may see Nora and Rad in the next Fantastic Four movie, First Steps. We have a 2.5 going up 17%, 3.0, 6%, 4.0, 7%. You can get a 4.0 for $973, dude, under $1,000. The 5.5 hit $1,500, up 20%, and the 6.5 is up 7%, going for $1,950. There's some footage circulating from the set of Fantastic Four First Steps, which apparently wrapped up filming over this last week, showing two individuals, one that is holding a coat over the other to mask the identity of the person they're running with. Who do you think that could be? Because clearly it's probably someone that isn't announced, probably a villain. You think it's Robert Downey Jr.?
I think this is stupid. I don't understand. In 2024, you're trying to hide somebody, and you know there's people trying to peek that you're using a jacket to lay on top of them like some type of shroud. Like, what are we talking about?
They got a Trojan horse, Taylor Swift, this type of thing. You ever see that? Like at a concert, they bring her in like a contraption for who knows what equipment or something, but they have her hiding in there clearly because there's all these people around it as they push it. Now, whenever the equipment goes onto the stage or goes in the back, all the fans start freaking out because they know T Swift is in there. That's what they need to do for Robert Downey Jr.
Yes, do that. Do something. Heck, take the shower curtain from Johnny Russo, okay, from Karate Kid 1, and put that around. Johnny Russo? What's his name? Johnny Russo.
I don't know, dude. What are you talking about?
I'm talking Karate Kid, okay?
I'm talking number 6 on the list, damn it. The first appearance of Ra's al Ghul, Batman 232. What was someone thinking buying this book at a 9.8?
Danny LaRusso, because Johnny swept legs. Number 6, sweeping the nation. Batman number 232. Love this book. Classic Neil Adams. Unbelievable green colors. This book is a sight to be seen every time you own it. And for a major appearance of Roz, Gabagool, whatever the heck you want to say, this is a great book every day, every month, every freaking year. Let's take a look at some of these numbers. 5.5 up 15%. The 7.0 is up 16% for $575. The 8.0 is up 4% with a $717 sale. The 9.0 up 1% for $950, and the 9.8 had a $10,800 sale. That's up 5%. I'll tell you why somebody paid that much for a 9.8 right now. That's because James Gunn's bringing the brave and the bold, and he's bringing the prickiest prick of pricks to the DC universe, Damian Wayne. And who is Damian Wayne related to? His mom is Talia al Ghul. His dad is Bruce frickin' Wayne. That means his grandfather is Raj al Ghul.
People have been making fun of me, talking about how I talk too much, I wave my hands too much, so I'm just going to change everything henceforth. Number 5 on the list is Amazing Spider-Man 300, the first full appearance of Venom. Or not. Todd McFarlane cover, and it's selling really aggressively right now. The movie did really well. Over $1 billion. And I think people are buying this book because they really like it. You know, the symbiote costume on the cover, the McFarlane-ness on the interiors. And overall, the optimism that this book will always be a major key to add to your PC. Let's look at these numbers because they are absolutely shocking. Now, warning, over $3,000 in sales took place, but I'm not going to cover them all. The 9.0's up 19%, the 9.2's up 5%, and the 9.6 just sold for $949. That's an increase of 7%, which seems pretty fair, you know, getting a 9.6 under $1,000 on this book. However, this book's been around $850, $860 all year long in grade, largely because of the increase in census count over the last few months. Can you believe that we just crossed the 950 issue mark of Amazing Spider-Man? That means in the next couple years, we're going to be hitting a milestone of 1,000.
That gets me so excited because I cannot wait to see the 1,000 variant versions we're going to see of 1,000 on this book.
Yeah, let us know what you want to see. Hopefully Frank Miller does something. All right, looking at the list at number 4, Amazing Spider-Man 361. Let's clean some things up here, Jeff, because I think people are getting confused about the 2 videos we make every single week. They don't understand what we talk about in regards to the hottest books in the world, this video, and the trending list. Because this book was on the trending list this past week and is now just landed at number 4, the first appearance of Carnage.
ASM 361. It all makes sense once we hit these numbers. Newsstand 9.6 sold up 4% for $170. The 9.8 sold for $336. And the Newsstand 9.8 up 2% for $475.
A direct market copy of a 361 hit $1,600 back in 2022. This book is so down. And then we got news. So on the trending list, those books are what's selling aggressively, but it doesn't mean that the books are actually selling for a higher amount. Quantities sold doesn't equate to the comic being hot, as in the prices are going up. We got all new Venom coming out, just announced. Eddie Brock is going to bond with the Carnage symbiote. This book at a 9.8 direct exceeded $1,500 years ago. Woody Harrelson spec, etc. Comics were a little bit different back then. Well, over this last week, this book became trending because the price is so low and so many people started buying it, which also indicates a lot of things like this could be a good time to buy the book. A lot of people collectively agree that this is a good price because it's so cheap. That's what puts a book on the trending list, not that it's increased in collectability or value.
But increase in demand. And the Hot 10 is the one that tracks the value increase on the books when they exceed the 12-month average with a minimum of 3 sales.
So this book went from the trending list one week to the Hot 10 because there were so many sales that took place that overall, across multiple grades, the book is up.
I hope that's now crystal. What's not crystal is what was this buyer thinking? In at number 3 is Star Wars #1. We know why this book is popular. Everyone does, and that's why we're seeing this book sell in 6.0s to 9.4s, because it's such a famous book that it's not just hitting collectors in the comic market, it's hitting outside of that for Star Wars fans in general.
Help make this make sense, Jeff. A 6.5 went for $201, up 25%. An 8.0 went for $258, up 12%. But the grade in between, a 7.0, went for $303 for a year high, up 61%. Why would someone spend more money on a 7.0 than they would on an 8.0?
When you're in this hobby and you see a common book like this, you need to be aware that there are going to be outliers, because it could also sell for very high and it could also sell for very low. And usually when you're trying to evaluate the price of a book that's traded commonly, you kick out the highs and the lows and you kind of find out where the medium is. And this is probably what happened. Somebody got excited, bid. I don't even know where this sold. It doesn't quite make sense or track. So, hey, it happens. This is what I like to call as an outlier.
Well, we do have a 9.0 up 8%, 9.2 11%, and a 9.4 went for $553, up 11%. Notice that almost all of these grades that are trending above the recent 12-month average are like all around an increase of 10%. I think this shows a level of optimism and maybe a baseline price for this book right now, because this book keeps landing on the Hot 10. And yeah, we got some new Star Wars stuff coming, but is that really spiking up interest in Star Wars 1 all of a sudden? I don't think so.
I don't know if this book's moving up because Skeleton Crew is dropping 2 episodes and it's finally going to kick off, and maybe there's some excitement there. It could also be that the market is so low right now that people are just starting to dive into these keys again.
Number 2 on the list is the first appearance of Mephisto at Silver Surfer number 3. Nearly $13,000 in sales took place across a lonely 7 different sales. And no new news about Mephisto since episode 3 of Agatha all along. But him being name dropped means he does exist in the MCU. And there is still a likelihood that Sacha Baron Cohen is going to portray Mephisto in the Ironheart show over on Disney+. And I think people are just gearing up for an eventuality that we're going to see Marvel's Devil on the big screen. Here's the proof, because we have multiple year high sales. The 2.5 went for $255, up 41%, year high. 4.0 went for $352, up 47%, another year high. The 6.0's up 6%, the 7.0 15%, the 9.4 sold for $5,040. That is a monster sale. Increase of 74%. This book's been selling around the $2,800 marker all year long. What was this buyer thinking?
No idea what was going on through this person's mind, because you can currently buy a CGC 9.4 off-white to white. That's better page quality for $3,700. There were 7 sales this year for this book in that grade, and 6 of them were all below $3,000.
And that one that wasn't is the one that we're reporting on today. Hit the like and subscribe. We're trying to steer you right, damn it. People overpaying for comic books. Hit the like. Slap that subscribe button while we hit you with the number one hottest book in the world. And can you guess which one it is, Jeff?
I want to hope that I'm wrong when I say this. But is it Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 8?
Woo! Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 8, The Origin of the Black Suit, is indeed the hottest book in the world again. And we can't control this, Jeff. It's what the community has decided. This is the book they want. They want it now. They want to prep for Spider-Man 4. They want to prep for Secret Wars. They want to prep for Tom Holland. And they want to prep for Null and the future of Eddie Brock and the symbiote and all of that.
I want to prep for a list where I don't see this book at number 1 again. But hey, we can't get everything that we want. And like you said, the community is speaking. There is a reason it is on this list week after week and at the top.
But here is the problem, Jeff. You need to be transparent with them. Because if it wasn't for a massive overpayment on a 9.8, I don't know if this book would be at number 1. Let's dive into it.
11 sales above the 12-month average, $3,200 spent. We had the newsstand 9.4 go up 4% for $275, and 9.6 up 26%. And the newsstand 9.6 sold up 1% for $370. And here is that year-high sale. That bonkers purchase, the 9.8, $935. That's up 89%.
But wait, since that sale took place, the last 9.8 recorded on GPA for a direct market copy was for $484. In the last week, there's been an increase of 9.8s that have been added to the census alone. What was this buyer thinking?
I confirmed it. I saw it. It says sold on eBay listings for $935. It happened. Why it happened? What was this buyer thinking? No freaking clue, because actively, there are so many 9.8s in the $500 range or potentially even less that you can have for the same page quality and same book. So it's hard to understand, but would this book have been number 1 on this list if it wasn't for that sale? You guys tell me, but I don't think it would have.
Let us know what you think in the comment section below. What were these buyers thinking? We try to piece this together for you like it's a damn puzzle. We appreciate your time today. As always,
Geek responsibly.
enough said.